Hey, what is up, Wolfpack? It's me, Kyle here, and the XDefiant Open Beta is here. I have not played it in a couple months since the closed beta, and then before that, it was like probably at least a year before then when I played it after signing an NDA and during an early tech test. And mechanically, it seems they've improved quite a bit in this open beta, fixing the controller stuff, the slight input delays and stuff like that, so it feels a lot better on controller now, I have to admit that. The game runs perfectly fine, looks great, the weapons are awesome. I personally am not a fan of the Overwatch style of gameplay, where you're playing hardcore focused objective stuff, all the combat is very close range, and everyone has their own abilities and ultimates and stuff like that. If I wanted to play that, honestly, I could just play Overwatch, though this time to kill is much faster, so maybe I would actually prefer this one. So overall, it's a solid game, and if you guys like that kind of gameplay, which is super fast-paced gameplay, very objective-oriented, there's no kill streaks or anything like that, no vehicles, and it's just very basic, old-school arcadey gameplay, you might enjoy this one a lot. There's also no skill-based matchmaking, so you may actually enjoy this a lot more than COD. In terms of gunfights, specifically, close quarters ones, as well as the players you come across will be a lot more mixed and have more variety, so it definitely has COD beaten over that, though it is a little bit clunky in terms of movement and mechanics, just at least compared to the smoothest of Call of Duty and even Battlefield in some cases. Maybe not Battlefield 2042, because that one also feels a little bit more mechanical in its movement. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I have to admit, personally, I'm having more fun playing BattleBit over on Steam, which is a new game that just released. It costs money, it's not free, of course, but that one I have a lot more fun on, and I'll probably make a video on that here soon. But XDefiant, you know, I had this issue in the closed beta as well previously. It's like, I don't really have a reason to play it, you know what I mean? Like, sure, the gunplay's fun and fine, but I could play a million different games where it has fun gunplay, right? And smooth gunplay and mechanics, and even better movement mechanics perhaps than this one. And of course the matchmaking, great, of course, no SPMM, love to see that, just like classic CODs pretty much. But in terms of map variety and gunfight variety, it's not there for me. I like occasionally being close quarters and having close range gunfights, but I like long range stuff, huge maps, small maps, medium maps, I like stuff like that. So personally, this isn't quite the game for me, but let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Are you liking XDefiant? Have you tried it yet? It is free currently on all platforms in open beta. You can go to your designated, store or whatever and download it for free and play it for the while that it's currently in the open beta, crossplay, play with friends on different platforms, all that good stuff. And I think they even mentioned they're working on a last-gen version, which will be cool to see, I suppose. I genuinely appreciate how open they are to feedback over on social media, specifically like Mark Rubin, who's an old Infinity Ward dev, in fact. And he's very open to feedback, and one of the feedbacks, of course, was, people wanting kill streaks or score streaks of some sort, and he said that they're actually open to that idea, but making it a specific game mode, where they're just going to turn all the kind of operator abilities and weaponry into kind of kill streaks, and have that as a game mode. So I think that could be interesting and help out a little bit. Because for me personally, I kind of need something to earn in the game. We can go for challenges, you can go for camo unlocks, you can just XP and rank up. Those are all good stuff, but I really need something like streaks as well to be a little bit more rewarding in the game, and not just everyone earns a specialist or an ability, something like that. That's of course me just being a fan of the classic COD games and Battlefield games as well. Battlefield doesn't have streaks or anything, but they have vehicles and choppers and tanks, and you can just get into them if you're feeling like hopping in. Drones, different stuff. So it's unique in that regard, and it's a massive battlefield as well. So I think that's why it's not simply as plain as something like this, where there's no streaks or anything to unlock or earn, at least in the open beta. Of course, once the full game releases, you'll have to unlock everything and rank up, but right now you just have everything unlocked on the go. And there is, of course, going to be camos to grind for an unlock, I presume, as well. But outside of the actual gameplay itself, it's good that the devs are listening to everyone and basically doing everything that all the Call of Duty fans have been asking COD to do for a long time now. They're doing in their own game, but the game overall is a bit different from COD. And that's where I kind of get turned off by it in the sort of gameplay of it. But I think it's fun. It's fun to hop in, maybe play a match here and there. But I'm not going to play it like long term, maybe. Maybe check it out every update. Depends if they're updating it constantly, you know, stuff like that. This isn't a COD killer by any means. Don't let the people's like clickbait titles fool you or anything like that. But I welcome any and every competition to Call of Duty because we definitely need it. And we need Call of Duty to step up their game. And the only way to do that is to have proper competition. Because no, Halo totally fell off with Halo Infinite, so no competition there. And then Battlefield 2042 is hardly any competition, to be honest. It flopped on launch and has kind of regained some footing, but it's not going to go anywhere. We really need more competition to Call of Duty. Not just good alternatives to play, but also to just encourage Call of Duty to make better games in the multiplayer side of things. Because they have been really faltering with their skill-based matchmaking and just their content overall. And COD has been bleeding players because of that. But nonetheless, let me know your guys' thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Have you played XDefiant yet? Are you interested in playing it? And do you want to see me post more of it here on the channel? Because otherwise, this will probably just be my only video on this open beta in the meantime. But nonetheless, if you're looking for an alternative to COD, you guys can check out XDefiant right now in open beta. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, guys.